been cheated on. Everybody in here has been cheated on. None of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television.
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August.
So Chris Rock really hadn't said a lot about the Oscar slap with Will Smith, and it's been a while now. We talked about it, everyone talked about it, but Chris Rock just didn't respond to it. But see, the genius of Chris Rock is that he understands when there's a moment that he can monetize.
No, I had nothing to do with that shit. I didn't have any entanglements. Who's he hit? Me. Oh, wow.
And in this world of monetizing content and monetizing life events, he made the very wise decision to save his spill, reaction, response, whatever you want to call it, to the Oscar slap for this special that he just released. You can go anywhere to get the lies, but I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA. Now, we know that there was a huge backlash and a bunch of beta male simp manginas were, saying, well, he should have never said anything about that man's wife, Dr. BOA. You be talking all that talking. You call everybody beta male, Dr. BOA. But who's the beta male now? He went up there and he slapped fire from that man, because he was talking about his wife, man. Well, let me tell you something, man. True enough, he was talking about the man's wife, but he's a comedian. Comedians make jokes. Comedians make jokes. So for this man to jump up there and defend his wife from a joke from a comedian, it's just the anger that he was feeling from being embarrassed constantly by this woman. You must remember that whatever you feel should be directed to the person who caused you to feel that way, if you're a man who functions in your emotions. But I will say this. When Chris Rock admits that he believes that Will Smith could beat him, then Will Smith plays the role of a bully. Now, when I said this thing about Michael B. Jordan and this chick Laurel and what she said about him, all you beta male simp manginas were talking about, well, she's a bully. But then y'all turn right around and say Will Smith ain't a bully when he go up there and slap a man on stage over making a joke about his wife. A man who's much smaller, a man who admitted that Will Smith could beat him. We're living in a society where there's too much beta male simp manginitis going on.
You can't punish people for mistakes.
Now, here's what he's saying. You can't punish people for mistakes. That's his way of saying, I can't do anything because my woman keep messing over me because she keeps saying it's a mistake. The problem is she never told him it's a mistake. She publicly admits it's not a mistake. He doesn't want to do the thing that has to be done. He can't leave her because he believes that if she loves him nearly as much as he loves her, she would never do these things. So in his mind, he can't accept the fact that it's not a mistake because she does not love him anywhere near the level that he loves her.
Like, you have to forgive people. And a big part of that, is forgiving yourself. We don't forgive ourselves for stuff, and it makes it impossible for us to forgive other people. That last time with Daddy-O, I just learned what love is. Love is not punishing people and beating on them for what they did and hanging on to that trifling shit, that they did to you. And it's like getting out of being a victim, and Daddy-O and his death purified my heart in a way that I love life. Like, I love the opportunity to be better. I love the opportunity to work with people to find their way, and he helped me cultivate like an emotional invincibility.
What the f? So then I do some jokes about her. Who gives a f? That's how it is. She started, I finish it, okay? That's what the f happened. Nobody's picking on this f. She started this.
Now, I want you to think about the delusion of a man who says, I am emotionally invincible, when every time he talks, he cries.
Everybody in my life and everybody on my side and in my team and my wife and my ex and my children, what you're watching is an experiment in unconditional love.
Coldness that you have to accept when you're a man. Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something.
And many of you men feel like no matter what happens, you have the right to respond with emotion, and you have the right to lower your level to respond however you need to respond in any situation. And it's always traced back to your feelings for a woman, just like Will Smith's slap was. But let's listen to what Chris Rock let's listen to the fullness of what Chris Rock has to say about this man, and we'll come back and chop it up. Now, in life, you have to make decisions that you have to consider the consequence of, the repercussion of, and also the benefit of. And this slap didn't benefit Will Smith at all. I guarantee you it didn't endear him anymore to the same disrespectful wife who's always cheated on him, always mistreated him, who comes online and cries over a man who's been dead for over 20 years. The same woman who has an entanglement with her son's friend who was staying at the house, going on family vacations with him. The same woman who brought that man onto her show to interview him like a sucker. Who, as Chris Rock says, allows themselves to be interviewed by the person who cheated on them about the act of cheating that the person committed. Only Will Smith would do that. And so for all of you men who I've talked to personally, in my personal life, in real life, and all of the men who've said this online, that he had every right to walk up there and slap that comedian for making a joke about his wife, you're a beta male simp mangina. And yes, in the alpha sphere, we view the world from alpha and beta perspective. You know that? It's called the alpha sphere. My name is Book of AlphaRonomy. But if you can't see the fact that functioning in your emotion is not only immature, but it is feminine, and a man who is immature and feminine is a beta male. That's just how it is. That's just the way it is. In reality, that's just the way it is. So you men must accept that. You men must roll with that. And you men must understand, if you're going to continue to view life from that beta male perspective, then you're going to continue to get that beta male result, the same beta male result that Will Smith got. He was ridiculed. He was partially ostracized. And he is even more disrespected by the same wife who cheated on him and mistreated him than he ever was before. Why? Because he has shown the world that, like we thought, like we assumed, he is her puppet. It's okay to protect your wife, but this ain't had nothing to do with protection. This was about being a watchdog and being sicked on a fellow comedian that your wife never liked in the first place. And now Chris Rock has the right and the perfect timing to mention it for the first time in depth on this special. So go out and support it, man. Go out and support it. So go out and support Selective Outrage. It's called Selective Outrage. I watched it on Netflix. It is phenomenal, man. I'm a fan of Chris Rock's style of comedy. I like it. I talk about it a lot. I use references from him a lot. And I'm going to tell you this. When you have an opportunity to capitalize on someone else's idiotic choices, you do that. But you do it in a way that benefits you the most. And like Chris Rock said, outrage is selective. His is a Netflix special that'll make him a lot of money. Will Smith was the idiotic act of slapping a man on stage for making a joke about a woman that you should have been got rid of years ago. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.